Hello, dear listeners. Settle in, unwind, and let the ordinary fade away. Tonight, we have a tale that will linger in your thoughts long after it ends. So get cozy, take a deep breath, and remember, sometimes the creak in the floorboards isn't just your imagination. Let's begin. Epic of Gilgamesh, Werewolf. I am Gilgamesh, son of Lugalbanda, king of Uruk, 2/3 god, 1/3 man. My deeds are inscribed upon stone, my victories remembered in the voices of the bards, my pain woven into the fabric of eternity. I have wrestled with the gods and walked the roads of death itself, yet among all my trials, battles waged, friendships lost, quests for immortality, there is one tale that lingers in the shadow of my memory, a tale of transformation, of betrayal, of the boundaries between man and beast. It is a tale of the werewolf. Yes, you have heard the name. You know the stories, but do you know its first whisper, the first breath it took upon this world? It is not in the forests of Europe, nor the cold mountains of the north, but here in the land between the rivers, where the Tigris and the Euphrates weave the world together. Here in Uruk, where the gods walked among men, the werewolf was born. It was through Ishtar, goddess of love and war, that the curse was set loose. Ishtar, whose beauty was radiant as the morning star, but whose fury was more fearsome than the storm. Many loved her, few survived her embrace. I too spurned her advances, and in my refusal, I recalled the fate of those who had loved her before. There was once a shepherd, a man strong, faithful, tending his flocks under the watchful eye of the moon. He had given his heart to Ishtar, sang her praises beneath the open sky, adorned her with offerings, and in his devotion he sought her favor. And for a time she granted it. He was beloved, cradled in divine arms, basking in the warmth of celestial passion. But love given by the gods is a fickle thing, and when Ishtar's desire waned, so too did her mercy. He woke one night beneath the stars, and the change had come upon him. His hands, once calloused from the shepherd's staff, had become claws. His voice, once lifted in song, had turned to a mournful howl. His form, cursed, twisted, wretched, was no longer that of a man, but that of a beast, a wolf. The flocks he had once protected scattered at his approach. His fellow shepherds whom he had feasted with now feared him. They set their hounds upon him, driving him away with spears and cries of terror. And so, alone, forsaken, he fled into the wilderness, where neither man nor God would show him pity. Such was the wrath of Ishtar, whose love could turn to ruin in the blink of an eye. I remember well this tale, for it served as a warning of love too freely given, of desire wielded as a weapon. Ishtar, the radiant, the terrible, had turned a man into a beast, severing him from the world of men forever. And was it not the same with me? Did I not reject her for fear of what fate awaited me? Indeed, when she came to me with her honeyed words, offering herself as a bride, I did not forget the shepherd's fate. I knew well what she was capable of, and so I denied her, and in doing so, I invited her wrath. Oh, how she raged! She ascended to the heavens, seeking vengeance from her father, Anu, the god of the sky. She begged him to release the bull of heaven upon Uruk, to lay waste to my kingdom in retribution for my insult. The earth trembled beneath its hooves, rivers dried, fields withered, and famine gripped the land. But I, with my brother Enkidu, slew the beast. We drove our blades into its heart, and in its death we defied the gods themselves. But gods do not forget, they do not forgive. And so my brother Enkidu was taken from me, his breath stolen by divine decree. His body left to rot as I wept and raged against the heavens. If I had thought myself beyond Ishtar's reach, beyond the cruelty of gods, I was wrong. My punishment had come, not as a beast's curse, but as a deeper, more terrible wound, the loss of the one I held most dear. And yet the tale of the werewolf lingered in my mind, for was I not cursed in my own way? Had I not been cast into a different kind of wilderness? Not one of trees and beasts, but of grief and despair. The shepherd had lost his form, his people, his place in the world. And I, Gilgamesh, had lost my only true companion, my other half, my soul's reflection. This is why I wondered, why I sought the secret of life and death, why I crossed waters and climbed mountains, searching for Utnapishtim, the one who had conquered mortality. I did not wish to be like the shepherd, trapped in an existence I no longer belonged to. I would not become the werewolf, the outcast, the forgotten. I would find a way to defeat death itself. But the gods are cruel, and fate is unyielding. My quest led me only to bitter truths, that immortality was beyond my grasp, that time would claim all things, that even the mightiest of kings would one day crumble to dust. Like the shepherd turned to wolf, I too would be cast into a wilderness of history, a shadow upon the wind. And so I returned to Uruk, to my city of stone and splendor. I stood upon its walls, gazing over its towers, its temples, its people. I who had sought eternity, had found only the knowledge that life is fleeting, that all things must end. And yet, is it not the lesson of the werewolf? That the world will change, that men will fall and rise again, that fate is cruel but life must be endured? The shepherd did not ask for his curse, nor did I ask for mine, but both of us walked forward into the unknown, bearing the burdens we had been given. And so I tell this tale, that it might not be forgotten, that you, who hear my voice, might know of the first werewolf, the first curse, the first warning, that you might remember that love and wrath are but two sides of the same coin, that the gods are ever watching, and that no man, not even Gilgamesh, king of Uruk, can escape his fate. The story of the werewolf is old, older than the mountains, older than the rivers, but it is not merely a story, it is a warning, a whisper carried by the wind, echoing through time. And as you walk beneath the moon, as you listen to the distant howls that pierce the night, remember, the curse is never far, the gods never forget, and fate waits for no man. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you so much for listening. If you do have any comments, leave them down below, and until the next time, have a good evening. Wherever you are in the world, take care.